Okay, I just pulled that top carburetor for the 50 horse Merc out of my final gunk parts cleaner, and it's been soaking overnight, and she looks a lot cleaner now. I took it in the sink and I rinsed it off real good in like warm water, and got all the chemical off of it. But yeah, it looks real good. Even the copper looks good and clean. Probably should have pulled that jet out of it. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. It's clean. Okay. Either way, it was the only one I forgot to do. Bowl looks nice and clean and shiny. Okay. So we'll there's tiny little holes in here. Let's see if I can blow it backwards. It's a little tricky. Comes out both sides. Yeah, that's good. Two little holes, one on each side. Those are nice and clean. The Venturi. Do the same thing here. Yeah, those seem pretty clean. Let's try it the opposite way. Okay, everything else looks pretty good. Okay, move now. Okay, now. What are you gonna do? Okay. Some compressor here. See the wire come through. Let me see here. I don't know where you're at. Gotta hold that open. Oops, sorry folks. But you can see my wire. That's one hole. And then I'll clear the other. Maybe there's actually 3 of them there. That's number 2. I don't know if you can see it or not. You see my little wire? And well, maybe there was only 2. Yeah, there was only 2. I thought there was 3. And then you've got these two on the side, which I know are clear because I saw spray coming through those too. Okay. One more time. Okay. Okay, that's pretty clean. Okay. Now I'm going to start reassembling. Maybe I can get you in just a little bit closer. Let's see. Maybe we'll start with the needle and work our way out. Here it is. New needle. I want to see if that float actually floats. Let me see, because I see a little hairline crack in it. I don't know if you can see that. It's just got a hairline crack. There's no liquid in it. But I might just take the other float from the other carburetor, because that other carburetor, if you remember, was damaged. And use this one. They're the same, they're identical, but this one doesn't have a split in it, or even a hint of a crack. So, and this one does. I don't like that. That may cause him problems down the road. So I'm just going to use this one and go with it. We'll make this carburetor the best we can. A new needle attached, and look how high it's sitting. Yeah, there's no way. So I do have to adjust that. Wow, that's way out of alignment. Gotta remove that again. Maybe the spring on the new needle is that much higher, or not as compressed as the old one, because that old one might be just weak and had it. So, okay, well, makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna bend this tab up just a little bit. See if that doesn't help. But still too high. better, but still too high. You can see the adjustment would be way off still. So I still got to bend that some more. It's sitting way, way, way too high. So it's got to be parallel to the base. So I bent that quite a bit. That's a little better. It's a little better, but it still doesn't look perfect. It's, let's see here. It's still a little up, raised up. Still a little high. Looks like a little high on this side. So I can tweak that a little bit more. And so what I'm doing is I'm bending this center tab. I've been lifting it up just a little bit. But now I got to lift it up. That might do it. Okay, so I've got the float in parallel to the base. It looks pretty good. The drop angle looks good. It's supposed to be about 4 millimeters just above the jet here. So that I didn't alter that adjustment, but I'm going to leave that. I think that's fine. The jet that goes in there. Cinch that in. Also want to get my float installed, my float pin in. There it goes. That's secured. All right. Now the hard part is getting this Venturi back in. This little plastic Venturi was kind of a pain in the butt. If you can see the slots on either side. Actually, yeah, they're back there. There's one. They're kind of at the top. There it is. You can see it now. It's at the top of the carburetor. There's one. And then on the bottom, there it is. There's the other. Right there. So they're like slotted in it's got to go, the emulsion tube has got to go through that hole on the side. Not an easy task. No, the points are sticking out away from those channels, if you can see that. So I had it wrong in my mind, so now I'm going to put it in right. I was on the right track, but not really. So, yeah, those points need to be sticking out facing me, not towards the inside of the channel. I think I got it in. Must have been luck. Yeah, went right in. Okay, good. A punch like this. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to put this back in the vise to do it. All you're doing is just flattening it so that it just kind of grabs into that groove. That should do it. Now I'm going to throw a little bit of Loctite on it just to seal it. Yeah, I think the principle behind Loctite is it's supposed to be it's supposed to work under the absence of oxygen, but this may not even work. But I know they put a red, looks like a red lacquer, red sealant on it to seal that. I've seen that done, but you know, this may not even work because it may not dry. But anyway, it should stay put, and it should seal on its own without that. Now, next would be this jet here went in. I'm going to put a little thread locker on this because I know that will work on this. It works on threads. Just don't want it to plug up the jets I just cleaned. That would be bad news. Right in there. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's laying down in there. And this. So I'm going to put this in lightly seated and then back it off 1.5 turns. I'm starting to feel the spring compress, I think. Oh, there we go. So any of the old parts I'm just going to stick in this bag. And I can show the customer what I took off. So hopefully this will fit well. Looks like it does. Okay, good. You can see it. There's like a ring, like a recessed ring, and this gasket fits in there. So don't make the mistake of putting the wrong gasket in there. This fibrous one here, right here, goes on top of the bowl, right here. So this is going to go on top, just like that. Make sure it's centered properly. So that goes on there like that. Got a cardboard one, like that. Actually, like that. We had a fibrous one, I believe. But let's start talking about this. Well, in place of the fiber one, they're showing in the kit to use this. This doesn't matter. Like that. Then we have this plate, one of these plates. Let's see. We go over on top like this. And then we would have this go on like this. And then we do the diaphragm. Yeah, the diaphragm goes here. And then the outer casing would go like this. And then we secure it with the bolts. Now this kit had a rubber versus this like fibrous one, so maybe the materials, they changed it in design as an improvement. I'm not really sure. But we're going to go with it. It was in the kit, so. Okay, that's tightened down. I have one more jet to put in, and that's right here. Well, can't seem to get her to go. Try the bigger screwdriver, it might do it. There we go. Okay, that's it. Our new gasket fits perfectly, thank goodness. And this being the top, this is going to point downward. I believe it is, yeah. Yep. Okay, this carburetor is complete. So I'm just waiting on the bottom carburetor to come from, I guess he's buying it from eBay because this one is damaged, but I will use all the good parts that we purchased for the kit on the new one that comes in, and no matter how it looks, we're going to go through it and make sure it's good and functioning. So we've got bad parts, old parts, and then these are extras that I don't need. So I'm going to give, and this has got to go back on the Mercury, on the motor itself. This is the intake gasket, of course. So he's going to need that. Okay, everybody, I just wanted to show the subtle differences between the carburetors that between the new one that was purchased on eBay and the old one. Now this is the old one, but this is the fuel pump that came on the new one. So I swapped them. So this is the old carburetor's fuel pump, and it's been rebuilt. So I got all new diaphragms in it. And this is the old carburetor with the new carburetor's pump on it. So I just switched them. The other differences were this here on this carburetor is a jet that has a tube that goes all the way through. And if you look at the diagram without having to pull it all apart again, I think you can see that this is it here. This is the tube. It's got a little washer on it that goes through the hole and then down into the emulsion tube. Actually, it kind of sits next to it. So I think that's for atmospheric pressure. That's really the only difference I see in these carburetors, other than the fuel pump. The dimensions are all the same. So the intakes are the same size, same dimension, same hole locations for the intake for either, I don't know if that's fuel or for air, but anyway, everything is identical to these carburetors except for that one emulsion tube, or that one jet that goes in. So we're going to try this. We're going to hook this up. So this one's basically garbage. This one was also missing when I took it apart. The Venturi in there, that plastic Venturi. Like this one's got it. It's that plastic Venturi in there, you can see. And this one doesn't have it down inside. So anyway, this had all kinds of problems with it. The pin, or the float pin anchor inside broke, and that's why we had to purchase this one. So somebody had glued it and tried to repair it, and when I took it apart, it just fell apart on me. So this is going back as spare parts to the owner, and I've already rebuilt this one. I've cleaned it, put it in the solution to overnight, and it's got a little tarnish on it, but I think that's okay. All the holes and openings have been cleaned out, blown out. Even used carb cleaner on it too after it was soaked in the chemical dip, and it's all pretty clean now. So I think we're ready to go. All new diaphragms in the pump. So this is no good. This one's going back to the owner. So well, they're both going back, but this is the one going on the 50 horse Mercury. So anyway, I just thought I'd give you kind of a heads up on that one. He's going to bring the motor by after he installs this so that we can start it and see if we can't get them synchronized and see what kind of idling condition we can get. So stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm back on the lower unit. This is the original lower pump housing for the water pump. Also, you purchased a new cam, reversing cam. You can see this is kind of worn here, so that's coming off. We're going to put in some new seals. We'll have a new housing, new seals, and also the exhaust gasket down there. That's going to be changed out. All of those parts are here. We've got new oil, Lucas gear weight 8090. That's what we're going to use. We've got the Gearcase O-ring. This is the reversing cam. 69542 is the reversing cam. We've got a couple of different, these are prop seals, 2 prop seals, one inner, one outer. So you can make out the numbers there and the diameters. We also have a new water pump kit and water pump housing with impeller. So all of this is brand new. He ordered one and it wasn't for the right motor, so he had to take that back. But this is everything we need. It's even got seals in it. So okay, we're going to get busy. Let's get it going. That's coming off. This is coming off. This is all the old stuff. I already have a new gasket down here that I put down for the base. This gives me more visibility. this out too. Okay. Next goes on the base plate. I'll put it on, and then I'll have to separate them. If I can. There we go. Okay, this has the new cup inside. Has a piece of tape covering the hole. That's to keep that little washer nylon insert in there so it don't fall out. Yep, that's what that's for. Very important. Got to have that nylon insert in there, folks, or that you will overheat. Okay. I just want to make sure that this is going in where it needs to go. In with the new flange. There we are. That's seated okay. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, you think it's time for a new water pump. This one wasn't too horrible, but it was sure showing signs. It was ready. Here's the Woodruff key I needed. Strange. Doesn't seem to want to go on. Those pins aren't lined up right. Okay. All right, now that it actually does go on there, I'm going to take it back off, and I'm going to put some more of that sealer on here. Just making sure it's the correct one. Oh, yeah, it goes on like that. Then steel base plate. pin fitment issue here. Those pins are just slightly off a little bit. Not by much. That should line up. You're just off a tad, just a bit. I don't know if the factory put those pins in. There that went. I usually experience this. There we go. Yeah, that's not going to be easy to come off for the next person, but it certainly will be a challenge. Okay, that's on there good now. Okay, then this gasket goes on. Okay, we'll put some sealer on it. This preserves the gasket, and it also creates a good seal for the water pump. You really just need a thin layer, that's what the directions say. Okay. Okay, I'm going to coat this a little bit with some lithium grease, just a little bit, just to make sure it doesn't start up dry. Really, this should wash out anyway. Some people use dish soap, other people use grease. Just a light grease though, you don't want nothing heavy in there because you don't want to use axle grease. Axle grease will clog up your water pump. Okay. Now it's time to put the water key in. I don't know if you can see this, but oops. This is going to require a little bit of finesse. You want to locate the little groove that's in the water pump impeller and bring it down over the woodruff key. Yeah, there we go. There she goes. Now, the other half of the pump. Sometimes there's a little rubber bushing that goes inside where the water tube goes, and I don't see that with the kit, nor do I see it on the old pump. Oh, there it is. see this. Maybe that's a separate purchase, but yeah, there's a rubber bushing in here. As you can see, I'm pulling it out. Yeah. That's supposed to go in there too, unless it's in there and I just don't see it. Maybe it's because it's so new. Oh yeah, it's there. You can see it right here. There's a rubber bushing right in there, so that's good. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Just want to make sure it's in there, folks, because if that isn't in there, you're not going to seal on your water tube properly. So we're good to go. Everything's in place. We'll spin the drive shaft clockwise. Yeah, that's might be a little bit of an issue here. Yeah, I'm seeing what it's doing. It's kind of messing with my gasket. Yeah, we don't want it to do that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin it in the cup first. So I'm going to spin it. I'm going to do it this way and see what happens. Maybe I'm going to spin it counterclockwise in the cup. Usually I don't do it this way. Usually I set it on there, but it's messing with my gasket. So you got to spin it and push it in there. A little harder to do it this way, but so this one's more or less centered in the cup, so that shouldn't be too bad. And you can see the directions of the fins. So as it spins clockwise, the rotation is going to be clockwise, but counterclockwise looking at it. So these are in the proper orientation. So as that spins, as that shaft spins clockwise, as it spins clockwise, these fins push that water up through the pump. Now I just got to look at my groove. Let's see if I got to line my groove up with the groove, or with the notch on the Woodruff key. So I want to spin that in the proper location. Okay, I think it's going in now. There she goes. Okay. All right, that worked too. I'm going to put my little water shed seal here on here, so I don't forget it. I've only got 2 washers. I'll have to try to find it in my stock, but each nut comes with a washer. Since this was already disassembled, I don't know where it is. When I received it, it was already disassembled, so. I'll have to look for another washer. I might have one. This might be a little large, but it will work. I think. Might be interference. I don't know. Well, I'll give it a try. I don't have anything smaller than that. What I don't want is that to interfere with the pump assembly when it's being slid back into the... And it might hit. I don't know. Of course, this one's sticking out a little bit too. That might work. Sure. Threads. I'm not sure which one is low. I don't stay up so high, I don't know why. Since that washer's gonna make it. I think I'm gonna grind that washer down on one side. That way I know it'll fit. That's weird. And this stud on this one side, I wonder if that's been replaced before, because that stud is actually sticking up higher than the rest of these. That's unusual. Okay. A little warm. That's a little better. Now, okay. All right, that pump assembly is done. Now, I'm gonna take this ring back out. I just have it in there hand tight. I think. Maybe not. More than hand tight. Okay, the ring comes off. Retainer comes out. And the carrier will come right out. Okay. Now, don't forget, don't lose these shims. They're very important. That's what sets your backlash on your reverse gear. So that comes right off. What just fell was the old seal to the prop, and that was no good anyway. That's the old prop shaft seal. A little bit of a messy job here. Okay. All right, what's going to happen now is we've got to put the new seal in, and we've got to put the new O-ring in. So I'm going to get a pick. I need a pick. I'm going to take these shims off right now. Of course, okay, so this is, if you can see this is the inner seal, this is the outer seal. So the inner seal, they should go back to back like this. So this inner seal is going to go in like this, and then the outer seal is going to go like this. I don't think they go this way. I believe they go this way. So this one keeps the oil in, and this one keeps the water out. Just like that. If you look into the race, right there, you can see a black spot right there. Well, there's a crack going from the top all the way down about midway, and that could create problems. That could create stresses, and I don't know if you can see it on the outside here. Yeah, maybe slightly. There's definitely a crack there, and that could create a leak. I don't know. Maybe we just cake it in with a bunch of glue and sealant glue and try to just seal it in there, and that's it. I mean, that's all I can do. All right. Okay, I got the seal out. You know, it's cracked here. I did some damage here too. But I think the seal, if the seal will go in, I think if it's cemented in there good, it should work. But I don't, the stresses on this thing, I don't know. I mean, that's going to go down in there far enough to where that should seal the water out. But boy, that one seal was really tough getting out of there. So I think it'll be okay. We'll give it a try. Okay, I had to pull or press out the reverse gear. That's what you're seeing here. That's in good shape though. The reverse gear is in good shape. I had to press it out because the thrust washer, when I put it in the vise, I broke it. That's my fault. I have to order a new one, and that'll be on me. So it's about 15 bucks for the new thrust washer. I'll put that back on and then press that gear back in, and should be good to go. But it's a delay, and I'm sure the owner's not going to be happy, but yeah, mistakes happen. So anyway, stay tuned.